This video is about school communities, teachers and children working together to minimize barriers to learning and participation and to promote the inclusion of all children in school. The Salamanca Statement, adopted at the World Conference on Special Needs Education in 1994, is supported by the principle of inclusion.
How many chambers are supposed to be?
It recognizes schools for all as institutions which include everybody, support learning, and respond to individual needs. It also recognizes the importance of achieving the goal of education for all. In this video, we visit schools in a range of countries to gain an understanding of the experiences, classroom practices, successes and challenges faced by teachers as they make their classroom more welcoming, more responsive to the learning needs of all children. The video and the accompanying text show teachers adapting the pace or mode of learning so that all children can participate effectively in the school activities.
You think very important. What about here?
These teachers realize that some children in their classes cause concern. Our focus in this video is students with disabilities. Some students who have specific impairments, such as visual, hearing or physical, present challenges to schools and teachers in terms of physical access and curriculum access.
Very good. Sarah.
Seeing the work of others helps us to consider and reconsider our own experiences and practices. The teachers in this video hope that their experiences will be a source of encouragement to schools and teachers who are seeking ways to develop policies and practices which promote the inclusion and participation of all children in learning communities. In welcoming schools, the whole community understands that the aims of education are common to all. All students have rights to be safe and secure, to develop a sense of self, to make choices, to communicate, to be part of a community, to be able to live in a changing world, to be prepared for the many transitions of life, to be able to make contributions that are valued. From the understanding that the aims of education are common for all students, welcoming teachers define goals for their students on a long-term and short-term basis. Educational strategies that lead towards the achievement of these goals can be designed as a whole class activity or as part of a group activity or individually. It is impossible to develop strategies out of context, as each school is very different and each student has different needs. So welcoming teachers are selective and thoughtful when they make curriculum adjustments and develop teaching strategies. Teachers ensure that educational outcomes are explicit and they develop assessment and monitoring processes that are integrated with the teaching and learning processes. Teachers ensure that efforts towards achieving the outcomes are measured and reported to students and their parents. Curriculum innovations are key to ensuring the development of teaching and learning that is inclusive of all learners. The teacher should understand when he enters the classroom that he is not there just to give a lesson and provide information, but that his role is also to educate. He should understand the individual differences between the members of his class. Curriculum matters are the biggest challenge to teachers and schools in sustaining inclusion and maximizing participation. Welcoming teachers believe that all students belong in their class. They review the content of the curriculum and teaching methods to find alternative ways for all children to participate in the learning process and achieve their goals. Curriculum adjustment is not about watering down the requirements and standards or making the course easier for students with a disability. Curriculum adaptation or differentiation to cater for diversity requires planning and careful preparation by teachers in cooperation with students, their parents, teacher colleagues, and school support staff. Welcoming teachers are flexible in making curriculum adjustments. They plan for the whole class and use alternative teaching methods. In schools around the world, we see the work of welcoming teachers. In their classrooms, we see how they make efforts to minimize barriers to learning and participation and to promote the inclusion of all children in school. Sharing our teaching and learning experiences with each other is an important step in the development of our thinking and practices. Welcoming teachers ensure there is good physical access. Here at the Bishop Willie School in Uganda, the teacher moves the desks to ensure that there is good lighting. Modifications to the physical environment can be inexpensive. At the Al-Hasna School in Palestine, they built simple cement wraps to the doorways and lowered the classroom blackboards. Considering the size of the classrooms, we cannot work in groups if we have all the desks and stools, so we have done away with some. Instead, we spread a dari for the children to sit. Welcoming teachers prepare well ahead. Lesson preparation involves thinking about how to ensure that all students participate in learning and how the curriculum needs to be differentiated to meet individual needs. The teacher should think how to group the class and what materials will be required. Materials prepared for lessons could include large format illustrations, braille and raised diagrams, and other appropriate materials and instructions clearly outlined on the blackboard. All this depends on the context of the school, the classroom, and students' needs. We work a team approach. We discuss the different problematic situations regularly, and we observe each other in the classroom. I took inclusion as a challenge for improving my own ways of teaching. Welcoming teachers use a variety of teaching methods and presentation styles to ensure that all students gain maximum benefit from schooling. They are aware that students with similar special educational needs may require different adjustments and modifications.
3 minutes, can you give me the time again today? Okay, remember, exactly.
Making use of available technology can assist inclusive teaching. I got the idea to make a special box for arithmetic. I asked Miss Lan to practice her arithmetic every day using her box. That helped a lot. She was very happy and worked harder on her maths. $87,750。
对了，郑姐。
In this classroom in Hungary, this boy is able to participate in class discussions with the aid of a portable microphone and hearing aid.
Milyen kamerával? Círmos.
Igazi círmos így.
Welcoming teachers work to develop partnerships. Working in collaboration with other professionals has been very useful. It has allowed me the benefit of the other point of view, of sharing difficulties, of seeking solutions in a group and to receive feedback. We have been able to work as a team which has helped everybody, but especially has proven to be a benefit to the children. Looking at these schools working towards the goal of inclusive education, we gain an understanding of the diverse and thoughtful approaches used by school communities to ensure access and equality in education. We can see that inclusive, welcoming schools look different from country to country. Working at the school level, teachers think that it is important to join in the development of the school policy. At the Navyuk school in India, Ms. Tomar, the head teacher, says, "I'm so proud to see teachers brainstorming, describing, analyzing the programs they used in class. The very essence and purpose of our staff meetings have changed. The focus is evolving an agenda, sharing experience, planning for collaborative teaching, and sharing solutions."
The basic philosophy is that we strive towards creating an atmosphere, a learning environment, a learning culture that's conducive towards education of excellence, very high standards for all our learners, irrespective of the background from which they come, their learning abilities, their sex, their religion, or their race.
Welcoming teachers work to develop supportive environments in classrooms, in schools, and around the school in the community. At this point, society still needs to be educated, but at the school level, we are raising a generation of children who are accepting and tolerant of others who have different needs. Forging partnerships with parents and communities is a process which does not happen overnight. Building confidence between partners will produce a sense of empowerment and ownership, which will be beneficial for the whole community.
I would very strongly recommend that students with special educational needs are allowed the opportunity to integrate themselves into the mainstream. And by doing this, I think it's a better and greater preparation for life hereafter. Because after being at a special school, you're going into a mainstream society. But I feel that if the children have the opportunity of experiencing all the problems of a mainstream system of education, then the child would definitely be able to cope better in what we could call a mainstream community. I mean, you're not going to go into a special community after you've finished schooling. You're going to go into a normal community. And I'm sure that students who have been through mainstream schools, those with learning difficulties, would certainly cope much better in all aspects of community life.
Thank you very much for letting me be here today, because this has been a fabulous class group to be in. I've really enjoyed looking at all of you and meeting you all and getting the general atmosphere in this classroom, because it's fantastic. And I'm really grateful to you all for giving me the opportunity to see that my son's actually going to grow up in a world with people as intelligent as you, who have the sensitivity to take someone who looks different, who sounds different, and who is different, and just behave normally towards that person and show respect. And
At the end of another school day, let us ask how far we have travelled in our communities to understand the principle of inclusion expressed in the Salamanca Statement and Framework for Action. Welcoming teachers have shown us some of their many and diverse ways to create schools for all. They believe that all children can learn. All children are different. That difference is a strength, and that learning is enhanced through the cooperation with learners, teachers, parents, and the community. How will you and your school work towards maximizing the participation in learning for all students?
This way.